Hi, fiber friends. Welcome back to Weaving with Ambrosia. I'm Ambrosia. So, today we're doing one of our Plan With Me sessions, which is great. What we do is we pick a project that we're going to do, and then we start planning out our colors and exactly how we're going to do these techniques and kind of our vision for the next month of videos. And this time, we are going to drift a little bit because usually we kind of come up with the idea during the video. But this time, we're actually just going to do a sampler from this book, Double Weave. So the beauty of the sampler is that we're actually going to go over several different techniques all in one group. So it's going to be a lot of techniques that we go through. And I'm really excited to go through it with you guys. Since I did not create these patterns, I can't really share all of the details of like how they're drafted and stuff. But we can apply a lot of these techniques later and use them in our own projects with our own techniques. So there are certain things that we do know the idea behind that won't be much different. So that's not going to be something that's going to be an issue with me being like, hey, yeah, this is how you do it. Um, so I'm going to kind of share what I can about the techniques without, giving away everything that's, in the book and that the author really put a lot of work into. But I do want to share some of these techniques that they're showing and highlighting, and how we can really make two different layers of cloth on one warp. I can also share how they connect those, which is super interesting, and really the benefits of using a double weave with how you can use it to make a sleeve, like right here, where they're showing how you can even create these little gaps and make a sleeve for something, or for the multiple tubes. And for this type of patterns, you will need at least a 4 shaft loom. So, because this is a 4 shaft sampler, I do have an 8 shaft loom, so these aren't going to be a problem for me. But if you do have only a rigid heddle loom, then you're going to need to use like pickup sticks and a second heddle or 3 heddles. So either one. It's going to show the techniques for quilting. Now, I can't share the exact pattern for their quilt, but we'll see it come to life. And I'm actually going to give myself a little extra room so I can create my own pattern, and the I will share what I'm doing with the pickup sticks in order to create that pattern. Whereas for theirs, I won't share the exact number of threads I'm going over, just because, again, this is their pattern. I can't just give it away. That's very rude. It's theft. So, and a lot of this is just going to be us kind of learning the techniques together. So we're going to learn how to create that really cool look with the leno lace, where we have the plain weave behind and the twisted lace in front. And that's kind of what we're looking at for this sampler. It's gonna contain quite a bit of coolness. So we're gonna have these color changes. We're gonna have this quilting pattern. So the cool thing about this is what I'm reading is you're actually able to stuff batting into it or some type of fiber so that you can actually make a quilt. So if you wanted to make a double weave quilt without having to, you know, sew a bunch of squares together, you can actually use this to make the quilt on your loom, and as you're doing it, stuffing it with batting, then pinning sections down by connecting the warp, and so the batting won't move by connecting both sides of the double weave. So say you do like an inch, you connect both sides of the fiber, so now there's no longer a gap, and you've locked that batting in place, so you're not actually even having to go and stitch it later because you've already built it into the quilt. I just thought was really cool, and I'm really excited about trying to do. And then, of course, we'll also do some color changes for just, basic color weaves. And this is just something I'm really excited about working on together, as you could tell. So since we already know what we're doing by using the Double Weave Revised and Expanded book by Jennifer Moore, all I need to do is pick a light color and a dark color. So I've already decided I'm going to use this beautiful charcoal color for our dark color. And now I could have gone with the natural white again, which I do a lot, but I just didn't really want to go with a dark gray and a white again. And it's such a beautiful sampler. I'm torn on what color to use. I can go with a nice basic, this is a light blue. I thought it was called something else. Oh, sorry, it's dusty blue. Sorry, dusty blue that I've got from Bouchard Cotton. I think it's Maurice and Bouchard is who makes it. But this is a beautiful blue, and it goes really well with this dark gray, especially when we're thinking about that pattern for the quilting section. I just really liked it. But I also was thinking maybe something bright and light and flowy like this yellow. So these are really kind of the options that I have, and this is just called Bright Yellow by, again, Bouchard. So this one is also. And these are 8/4 cottons that I'm using, so they're very easy to get. You can get them from Paradise Fibers, you can get them from Gist, you can get them from most websites. I think you can even get them on Amazon. But these are just 8/4 cottons that I'm using. And I just kind of have to decide which one I want to be the light color. And you guys can definitely send in your votes by either leaving a comment on this video or, sending something to me on Instagram or on Threads, where at Ambrosia or at Weaving with Ambrosia, where you kind of give your vote. I don't know, I kind of really like the yellow, but I won't lie. I am such a fan of blue. I put it on everything. And that's kind of why I'm thinking yellows, because I always do blue. And it gets to be like, okay, change your colors up, change your colors up. So let me know what you guys think, if we should go with this yellow or this blue with our gray. Or even switch it up even more and forget the gray and just go yellow and blue. Ooh, I like that, actually. We'll see. I want your guys' votes, so go ahead and drop your votes. I will be starting on this project fairly soon, actually, because I do want to get it onto the warp or onto the loom, so I'm going to have to start warping it up before long. I only need about 3 yards of fabric to do this, but I actually do want to give myself a little extra room for that quilting, where we'll come up with our pattern ourselves outside of the pattern that they give us. So I'll probably give myself about 3.5 yards of warp to really kind of play with that on. And so let me know what you guys think. Go ahead and give me your votes. I'll probably start on this by the end of the week. So if you can get your votes in before then, that would be great. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends.